My sister read a nursery rhyme, a set of figurines. She always let me play with them, myself up in different scenes. In 50 plastic army men, led by Superman, destroy the roots of all the goose. And now we have a little lamb, slips away and catches sister getting real, and I can too, so long as I don't make a sound. And the dishes, love and spoon were never found. Lamb slips away and catches sister getting real, and I am too, so long as I don't make a sound. And I'm taking flight, seeking relief, a new world anchor, she's so white, I chase it straight into the ground.
Hello, I am the Ronin Pawn, and welcome to a twitch.tv/Ronin Pawn live stream of another kind, of a special kind. Look, I shaved. I shaved the head, I shaved the beard, got a lipstick on, I'm looking good. Hello, how you guys doing today? It bothers me the false tones of Pawn's song. What? The false tones of Pawn's song. So that song, by the way, that you just listened to, that is entirely me. 1,000% me. That was recorded over the course of probably a day. I used my Aero drums for the drumming. I recorded the guitar, which was not an electric guitar. It's an acoustic that I used false tones in order to get Alpha Epic 11. And then recorded this, vocals and mixed the whole thing. Bald, says he in the pineapple. Paul, can I add this song to my Spotify? Like, is it on there, says Noah Craw. Coming down on Apple iTunes very shortly. You can purchase... No, I don't. I'll tell you what, I could put it up on, what's the thing, where it's the sounds and you upload, where I've uploaded things before with music. On the interwebs, you know the place, where they're keeping the music. We'll do that. We'll definitely... Hey, Egghead, where is Pawn, says Looney700. I've gotten rid of Evil Clone. He wasn't evil enough for me. That would explain the music kids listen to these days. Ooh, nice original music, says Peter Taylor. Yeah, okay, I didn't write the song, though. It is a cover by the Verve Pipe, very underrated 90s band that, they played the state fair at Michigan, and I went to it. I was so into the Verve Pipe, and they had like one or two big radio hits, and honestly, they overplayed the hell out of those two songs and made everybody like, oh, you like the Verve Pipe? I think the Verve Pipe, not the Verve, the Verve Pipe, It's a band that I really like, so I don't remember the name of it. No buffs, buffer, Zayla Reese. You and your buffers, you've got way too many buffers going on, my friend. So what are we doing today, Pawn? Hi, Pawn. Hello, CJ. What the hell are we doing today, Pawn? Why no game behind you? Why are we just looking at your beautiful face? My God, I've never looked so good on camera. You shaved the beard off, put a little moisturizer on, a little base, some eyeshadow, some lipstick. Damn, I am sexy as hell. So, Pawn, live robbery? Oh, yes. Let's start there. Let's talk in circles, okay? I hope nobody minds that, you came for a gaming live stream. I mentioned we might do XCOM today and start up a whole new run, and maybe we still will, but not today. I hope you don't mind if we just sit here and I fiddle with my fingers a little bit awkwardly on camera and talk. Just get your hands out of the shot, Pawn. Yeah, be strong and confident, because there are villains in your neighborhood who want to get in. Quit fiddling with your fingers. I like to fiddle with my fingers. It's my deviousness. Hey, Pawn, it's me, your best, your best Brazilian friend, Wesley Betancourt dos Santos. Brazil, where once were entertaining June. What was that? Oh, it's CJ! CJ donated 3039. I was like, what the hell was that sound? I was just in the middle of a whole... Thank you, Christopher Hammond. Ow. Damn, when you're out of the headphones, that is piercing as hell. Have I been doing that the whole time? Good lord, that must hurt your ears every time. We'll keep doing it then. There are villains in my neighborhood, ladies and gentlemen. Two mornings ago. Or was it just one morning? It was just one morning ago. It was Tuesday morning. Tuesday morning, 5:45 a.m., I awoke in my bed to the sound of wind beating against the house. Because it had been ripping all day long and all night long. We had torrential winds in Detroit on Monday night, leading into Tuesday morning. And so I woke at 5:45 to the sounds of the wind doing something really bad down in the basement. I mean, it was just pushing through, something had come loose, surely, for the sounds that I was hearing in my basement. Or someone was in the house. And I lay there in bed going, that's probably the wind. And then I just keep hearing, and I keep hearing, and that sound keeps getting louder, and that's things being moved around. And what the hell is going on in the basement right now? Because if it's the wind, then it's the wind and a small animal who has found his way in. I've got to get up and go check this out. So I get up, and I go to check this out. In fact, hell, we got a big stage, don't we, here? Let's have some fun. I get up out of bed, and I, start setting down some big footfalls is what I do. I'm looking at the wrong camera. Start setting down some big footfalls, because if someone is in your house, what you want to do is you want to play on the fact that they are terrified, And I've done this 3 or 4 times already. I'm living alone in a new house in Detroit, and I wake up to a sound, or I just hear something in my house, and I'm like, that wasn't right. And so you go walking around the house and, shouting into the darkness. That's what I do anyway. I shout into the darkness, okay? So, I get up, and the first thing that you want to do if you think someone's in your house is you want to just start... you want them to hear you coming. You want to give them an option to get the hell out of your house. You don't actually want to meet the person who broke into your house, which, by the way, no one ever breaks into your house. It's always just something you heard. This is just what you do. So, you make sure that they hear you coming, that you're moving around, you shuffle some things, you start clearing your throat, that sort of a thing, and start moving around a little bit. Give them like 20, 30 seconds if, this invisible intruder who's never really there. Give them just a little bit to, be aware of the fact that you're in the house. So I get up and I start going through this process, and, I start walking to the back of the house, making sure that they can hear my footsteps, and I walk toward the back of the house, which is where the stairs down to the basement are, through the kitchen. I've actually got a door hung now in the kitchen that's between the kitchen and the back of the house, because the back of the house wasn't always there. It was an add-on. So the door that's there in the kitchen used to be the back door. So I just rehung it for winter to keep the air out. But it's got a window in it. So as I'm walking toward this kitchen door, I see the lights in the back come on. I've got a security light on the back of my house. The first thing that I did when I bought this home was install 4 battery-operated security lights, motion sensor lights. There's one on the back of the house, there's one on the side of the house, and I've just moved them around for reasons that will become apparent very shortly, or already are, because I'm not walking around the issue as much as I should. I walk to the back of the house, I see the security light in the back of my house come on. That's interesting timing. I just heard a commotion in my basement. What the hell is really going on here? So, I open the door, right, to the downstairs basement area, and this is what you want to do if you think somebody's in your house or you're just freaking out. You heard something. You're not freaking out, you just heard something, okay? So just be safe, and what you do, especially if you're me, and you use your voice for a living more than anything, is you stand at the top of the stairwell and you go, hello! Welcome to my house, intruder! How nice of you to join me! Let me get the gun! And you just mess with them, okay? Because what you want to realize is, as frightened as you might be that on the possibility that someone has broken into your home, if someone is in full sneaksy mode trying to break into your home, they're already scared. And when they realize that they've just walked into a psychopath's home, oh, now they have pissed their pants. Okay? So if you think that you're so scared that you're pissing your pants, remember that the intruder is more so. Pawn was murdered, says he in the pineapple. Yes, I'm one of his clones. So yeah, I shout down, terrifying things into the darkness, just let them know, talk about my gun, and then I go get my gun. It's a fake gun. I showed you it on the last live stream. I just bought it for $25. There was a deal. My dad needed to he wanted a safe, so we went to one of those gun stores at the mall, and he got a safe, and I saw an airsoft pistol, which are the spring-loaded, although you can get them, actually, I believe there's actually gas versions that use gasoline to explode and propel it out, if you're really serious. But they've got air spring-loaded, they've got air-compressed versions and electric versions, so I got a cheap spring-loaded $25 airsoft gun as a prop for videos. I don't even know where I'm going to use it, just like, there's been a lot of times when I want to shoot a video and it'd be nice to have a realistic-looking gun. And an M1911, whatever the hell that thing is, it looks pretty damn realistic, I'd say. Pong, you look like a taller Dr. Evil. Like, seriously. Really? Line gaming? Really? Oh. Thank you. Pawn, who should laugh like a maniac and then shout, "Hello, I am the Ronin Pawn. You came to the wrong house. Let me just grab my Alpha Epic 11." So I got the gun. I, yelled into the darkness, "I'm going to get the gun," and then I went and got my BB gun. That looks like a real gun. And then I came back over to the top of the stairwell and shouted some more, threatening things in a tone that would make any man, wet himself a little bit. And then some tweets came in on the live stream. And, yeah, okay. So now I'm ready to actually go down stairs. But I'm not just going to take a plastic BB gun with me. I need a real weapon. And I've got a cane. I've got a staff is what it is, a walking staff. It's a very heavy, wood branch is what it is. And it's been my default. That's what I carry when I'm walking around the house because I can use it. I can. I know how. I was in a Zen monastery. They didn't teach me any kung fu. I taught myself. I'm back and I'm packing heat. Someone help me put this fire into a can, Sailor Reese. So, yeah, I got my stick in one hand. I got my BB gun in the other hand. Let's go down into the basement now. So I go down to the basement, slowly but surely, not being quiet at all. I'm bouncing my feet off there, and I'm still talking to the, not going to be there intruder that we all think is there, and it's never an intruder. And I come down the stairs, and, I'm doing the whole gun thing with the cane in the other hand, checking the lines of sight, and I don't see you down here. Are you hiding in the bathroom? Because there's a basement bathroom. And I go over to the bathroom, and no, not in the bathroom. Only a few places to check now. Where could you be? I'm just trying to scare the hell out of the person. And then I, walk over to the couple other rooms that there is. I clear those rooms. There's nobody in there. And I turn around and start heading back to go out of the basement. And I'm kind of changing how it really went because it's a funner story to tell it this way. And then I notice that the window on my basement, one of my basement windows, the little kind that are about that big, that open, just inward a little bit so you can get some air in, it's open. It's open. And this is the window that I, in repairing the house when I moved into it, tore the dryer venting out of. There was, they had knocked out one of the panes of glass and put in some aluminum panel with the vent going. Going out of it. Going out of it. So I had ripped that out, and that left a big hole in the window. So what I'd done is I put some wood on the outside, very thin little plywood that's actually just like compressed cardboard kind of stuff. And then on the inside, I actually did take just a piece of cardboard and duct tape it around the wall because I was just trying to keep the cold air from getting in through this weak window. That window, the cardboard is no longer on it. Oh, there's the cardboard underneath it, and the window's open. Huh. Okay. Well, now this is getting real, Now it's like, is there really an intruder in my house, or did one come in? What's going on here? The window's open. But, okay, torrential wind. We had torrential wind the night before. So, also, in, the back of my mind, intruder, or the wind got in there and blew and it catched on the cardboard, it really didn't finally open it up, and that's what I was hearing when I woke up. Yeah, that's a possibility. Okay. I gotta admit both possibilities here. It's so unlikely that you've actually got an intruder in your home. We all think it, but it never turns out to be that. Probably just the wind. Gotta play like there's somebody in my house, so now I'm still going upstairs. I'm clearing every room one by one with the pistol in my hand and the other thing in my hand, and going upstairs into the attic. And you get into the attic, and it's a nice wide open space. You can see right down the edges of it, but it's got those little dormers kind of thing built into the side. When the ceiling gets so low that if you're up there, you couldn't stand up anyway. They just built walls, and then you can store things back there. There's some insulation in there. You got to check those. You got to clear those. That's a spooky place to have to dip down and try and look and see, is there somebody back there, because you got to kind of stick your head in. And if they're in the right place, you're kind of like, yeah, because they'd get you before you would. There's nobody in the frickin' attic. There never has been the 3 or 4 times that I've gone through this process. So, yeah, cleared the whole house. It's safe. It's cool. What the hell went on with that window? It's 5:45 in the a.m. Now it's 6 a.m. because it took me all that time to slowly move through the house and, shout profanities into the darkness at people who weren't there. And, yeah, this is where we stand now. 6 a.m. I'm pretty much up for the day. I've had about 5 hours of sleep because I probably got to bed at 1 or 2. Well, you should get a real gun, says it's a secret to every pony. Yes, perhaps I should. So, okay, house is clear, house is safe. It's too early for me to fix that window. The sun isn't even up yet. I'm just gonna go on Twitter and let everybody know something weird going on here. I don't know if I had a break-in or what, but a window's open. I start tweeting about it. I grab some breakfast. I'm like, okay, I'm up for the day. And then when the sun does come up, I go outside to have a look at it from the other side. And actually, I should mention that when I cleared the house, I then went outside and cleared my garage and looked out cleared the backyard just to check for that. Found the backyard gate was pressed open. Torrential winds we had the night before, and that gate is always barely holding itself up. The fence is about to collapse. Another thing I gotta handle at some point. So, whatever. Could be. I don't know. Sun comes up. I go back out to look at what I'm actually looking at this window, and I find that piece of wood that I mentioned, that compressed cardboard, it's barely wood, it's plywood, it's not really plywood, compressed cardboard board that I put on the outside of that thing, is resting against the side of the house, like at an angle, exactly the way a human being would take and rest it. Not the way that the wind would blow it off. Even in a strong wind, the wind wouldn't rip it off and then set it back up against the side of the house. I look closer, the screw that I had put into the wood to hold it there, it's been twisted out. It's still in the board, but it's been twisted out. I go back downstairs to have a closer look at the inside. The cardboard that I'd taped, yeah, that's on the floor. Wind might have blown it in, duct tape on a concrete wall. The sill to the window, which was rotted to begin with, that whole window was going to go next spring, half of it is on the floor. And I realized the only way that window was able to be opened, because I'd never opened it before when I looked closely, the latch for it is still in the locked position, and it's been painted over so many times in the life of this 98-year-old house that I couldn't move it without a hammer. And I did eventually move it, and it required a hammer. It was still in the locked position. And half of the sill was lying on the floor, and the board had been set at an angle carefully against the house. Someone actually broke into my house on Tuesday morning at 5:45 a.m., and in the process of doing so made just enough noise so that I, at the complete other opposite end of the house, heard it, woke up, and grabbed my plastic BB gun, and just in the stomping around, getting out of bed and heading toward the back of the house, they heard me coming, jumped back out the window, and booked it out the backyard, which is why the motion sensor light came on just when I got to the back of the house, I was always in an empty house by the time I started shouting into the darkness. They didn't hear any of my threats of, I'm going to get the gun. They were gone by then, but they were in my house. And I've got something of theirs. If they came to rob me, you wait here. If they came to rob me, they didn't get none of my shit, but I got some of theirs. You just hang on, because I got something I want to show you. Lying. I say lying in the rubble, in the wreck, in the part of the window that they'd broken away, in the pile of rotted windowsill beneath my window that had been opened. I found this. It's a V. It's a V for Vinny or Victor or Valerie. Maybe it was a woman. I don't want to be, some robbers. I don't think they came to rob me. But it's a V. And then outside, next to the window, I found the chain to it. I mean, it's a matching chain. It's not perfectly matching, but it had to have been from them. And the chain itself, by the way, I've put it back together. It was broken when I found it, just like that. Whoever jumped the hell out of my window oh so quickly when they heard me scuffling about upstairs, got this caught on something as they were going, and it pulled off, and I now have evidence of the individual who broke in, and it's got little, presumably fake, gems in it. Little diamonds in the V. They're not diamonds, are they? I just made a profit. No. It's cheap stuff. It's definitely cheap plastic stuff. They came to rob me. I got them V for Vendetta, says Maffycraft. No, yes. I don't think that whoever broke in here came to rob anything, because my car is parked out front. Even if you're an idiot robber and you don't case the place first, you don't check to make sure that nobody's in the house, and you're just like an opportunist and you're walking by and you saw, I could probably get in there and rob some stuff. It just doesn't really make sense, especially to do it at 5:45 in the a.m. You've got, 45 minutes from then until the sun comes up, maybe an hour. People are already getting up and, heading off to work. This is just a stupid time to break into someone's house. I have to assume that it was, a street person who didn't have a place to stay. It was a cold and torrentially windy night, and, maybe they suffered enough of it on the street and said, damn it, I gotta find some place to go indoors. And maybe they remembered that this house was vacant, which it was for several months before I bought it. For 6 months or more, it had been vacant. People had come in here and scrapped it. They looted the place for all the copper wiring and all the pipe that they thought might be of value. So you have to assume that some people squatted here or occasionally, took a nap in a house that was empty. Maybe he just came back and figured the house is probably still empty, and I need to get out of the cold, and came through my window, and then saw the wreck that is my basement, and my circular saw sitting on the ground, and then heard and shat himself and fled through the window and left me the evidence of presumably the first letter in his name. I don't know. Yeah, rob equals threaten with weapons, demanding people hand things over. Steal equals take stuff with no one seeing it. Oh, does it? Okay. Well, then he was trying to catch a nap. He wasn't doing either of those. Anyway, can someone tell me the goddamn difference between normal winds and torrential or whatever winds? I mean, like, ripping the friggin' bend a tree kind of winds. It was beating. That's the thing. It's a good time to come into someone's house would be when you've got those high winds like that, because all night they've been sitting there listening to them, rapping against the house, and it just explains so many sounds. If you were asleep, your ears have been hearing that stuff for a long time, so the sounds of somebody trying to break in probably wouldn't. It would with me. My ears are. I don't use my eyes half the time. I'm always listening. Pawn kicked a homeless person out into a store and stole from him. Laughing my ass off. It's true, Pawnee. Pawnee? That's true, Pony. I did. I robbed a homeless guy, and kicked him out into the store. Ice cream, you are now Sherlock Pawns. Yeah, that's not... Well, Rex, that's Darkman. What did Rex say? It was the necklace from his last victim he killed. Oh, goodness. I should check this. Should check the police reports and see if anyone died with the letter V in their name. Dun dun dun, he's coming back to retrieve it. Well, if he is, and the reason there's no video today is because that turned Tuesday into repairing the window in a way that wasn't made out of cardboard, compressed and otherwise, and duct tape. So I had to cut some plywood that I had sparesies and figure out a way to get all that together. I am a horrible carpenter. Let me tell you something. You know, I have done so much around this house. I have wired everything. I have plumbed everything. If there's a toilet that flushes, it's because I made it flush. If there's a light that comes on, it's because I put the frickin' wire in the wall and ran it to the box and installed it. I did all of it. I've done all of it. I've installed the sinks. I've installed this. I've installed that. I did the stink pipe to the roof. To the roof. When I have to touch wood, it just never goes well. I built these shelves. They came out okay. You know, they're all right. Not bad. Could have done it better. Shouldn't have taken me as long as it did. When I was doing that window, it was one of those, you know, measure once, cut twice, then measure again, recut 2 more times, then realize this isn't working. Why am I trying to do it this way? I don't even have the screws that I need to lag into cement. Okay, measure 2 more times, cut 4 more times. It was an ordeal. So first repairing that window, and then moving the lights on my house, because this wouldn't have happened at all, I suspect. Ronan Pawn want to help me move in. I'll be getting the 2 lots next to you and knocking it all down. Like, you're going to just develop next to my land? Okay. What was I saying? Something about woodworking, and then, oh, yes, this wouldn't have happened at all if my security lights would have been functioning, because the one on the back works beautifully. Marvelous. I hung it in the perfect position. You can't turn the corner on my house. You can't stick the tip of your nose around the corner without that light coming on. It is mwah. The one that I had set up for the side of the house where the fella broke in, that one, I actually repositioned it after the first place that I had it, and what happens is my heater is plumbed so that its waste venting, its waste, excess gas or whatever, goes out that side of the house. And the motion sensor is being triggered by it. So the batteries in it, because it's a battery light, it's not hardwired in, the batteries in it are being used up really quickly because every time the heat comes on in the house at night, the light comes on in response to it. So by the time that fella found the window and said, I can probably get in there, that light was basically completely functionless. It was probably still coming on, but you'd have to look at it because it looked like an LED instead of a light bulb. So I had to go get batteries. I got, more D batteries. And when I inspected, I also found that the light on this side of the house was out. So I had to get 6 more D batteries. 6 Ds! Which is a fun night for some people, but it was just a lot of work for me. There's a quote. Take that one out of context. 6 D batteries, and I rehung the lights. And what I did, because I had a 4th one that wasn't in use, it was inside here. So what I did was I got the one on the side of the house that he didn't break into working again, because that one was always in a good position. I think it was coming on and run out of juice because of the leaves from the trees that are in its eye shot, in line of its sight. There's no leaves on those trees anymore, so for winter it will be fine. What I ended up doing was hanging the 2 other lights on the side of the house where he did break in, pointing straight down. So, like, window, light, window, the furnace venting, window, light. And the cones of light that come down are just perfect. They just cut right out around the, where the furnace venting is, and neither of them see the furnace venting, so they're not coming on. And it's actually beautiful. It's cool when, somebody walks past both of them, that being me, because I'm the only one here. When you walk past both of them, the way that it casts those cones of light along the sides of the houses, marvelous. It's as though I designed it that way. Ice cream, get solar-powered lights, infinite powers, is he in the pineapple? Yes, they're expensive, aren't they? I got 4 of these lights. I think the reason that I did this, and it was the first thing that I did when I bought the house, the reason I got them is because I wasn't going to be here all the time. You know, I had to fix the house before I could move into it, and I bought them because I believe for $35 or $40 I got 4 motion sensor lights that were, battery operated, which meant I didn't have to have power connected to them. Yeah, it was a cost-saving thing. These are expensive. I get them for free every Friday night, says the Mercury Man. They're not necessarily expensive, actually. You got to find the right place. But batteries have become cheap. You get the Sunbright brand or something like that. And, they've done the research and found that, like, Duracell and Energizer, the big brands of batteries, they actually last typically less than the cheap off-brand batteries, So there's no reason to pay more, as far as I can find anyway. But, yeah, I think I got them for like $4 for 6 of them, and I could have gotten it cheaper. I just noticed today when I was out. But, yeah, so I got those lights on the side of the house. I got that sealed up, and then today, my dad came out for 2 reasons. This is just turning into a rambling thing. I mean, that's what we're here for, apparently, today. There's not going to be any games back there. I hope you're cool with me just sitting here and talking for probably an hour, because it seems like I can keep going. My dad came out today to deliver 2 things. One, his labor. And his labor in the form of, we just put in, I had donated to me by my father's cousin, I think. Which, what is that? My uncle, cousin, second, twice removed? I don't know. It's somebody you're not supposed to sleep with anyway, which isn't a problem because I'm not attracted to him. So he brought over and just left with me like a whole bunch of black pipe. Black pipe, which is the pipe that gas usually goes through. And it looks like this black pipe was probably used by someone to create some kind of goal, possibly, for football, soccer, for you Americans in there. You ugly Americans. Some kind of structure that it's not really meant for because of what was on the ends of it. It's got mounts where the pipe goes into a thread, and then the thread is, like, attached to pieces of wood, so it's a very interesting thing, but he had it spare. He didn't know where it came from or what use he possibly had for it. He gave it to me. So what we did was we went out and got a saw blade for a Sawzall that was able to cut through, hard pipe, steel pipe, and we cut them to just the right length, and we put them into another one of my basement windows that is, it's lit and everything, but it's the one that if you were casing the house and you wanted to come in through, it'd be perfect. So we put these 2 bars, we cut them so that they have turned into armor guard. You can't get through them, you can't wedge your body under or through or over them. Maybe you could get over them if you were really thin, but you would injure yourself and have to break glass, and yeah, there would be a lot. A lot would have to go into that process. But I got armor guard on one of my windows. My dad helped me put that in today. So that was one of the things he brought. The other thing that my father brought me today was $3.64. Donated by Rai. If I hear you're in the market for some home defense, I'm sure you can get a whole load of BBs with this. Thank you, Rai. Yeah. So I do need to reload because I've just been shooting them all over the place. It's very fun, once you get one popped into the chest, and they shoot really well. The airsoft people are friggin' serious about these guns, okay? When I aim at something and I'm like double checking, being like, yep, that's perfect, and then I get both eyes open, I take a shot, it is dead on where I was aiming. Incredible. Thank you for the donation, Mr. 1010. So pawns place traps in the... What? Place traps in the house. Good idea, Alpha Epic 11. Good idea. We could do this, Home Alone style. So, I was saying, my father brought me 2 things. One was his labor. The second one was a kitten. I have a kitten now. I have a wee little kitten that's very furry. My God, really, really furry. Not a short-haired cat. Definitely going to be a long-haired cat. And I haven't seen him since we brought him in. Brought him in a cage, in a crate that my dad brought him over in. And then we just opened the door, set the crate in the corner, because, you don't want to get too, like, up in a cat's face when he's being changed into a new place. So I pet him, and I did the thing where you grab on the back of the neck like the moms do, you know, and I just kind of massaged his neck, and he closed his eyes, and he was into that, and it was that cool. But I kind of, you just gotta leave him space. They're changing homes. Cats are, like, more... I've heard it said that if you move, it would probably be less traumatic to leave your cat because they're more attached to their home than their owner. I don't believe that necessarily, but I think that says something about cats that's actually true. So I'm just leaving him some space right now. I don't know where he is in the house. We opened the cage. I got some food and some water out. I got a litter box in another place. Later, when he's comfortable, when maybe he's done probably sleeping under my bed, because I'm pretty sure that's where he is right now, I will pull the bed away. I will go. I will meet him. I will say hello. My name is Ronan Pawn. It's nice to meet you. You are very furry. I am very furry as well. I shave most of it off, but I am very furry as well. We have a lot in common. Would you like to eat this kibble? This hard food, because the soft food, oh god, their poop stinks. Would you like this? Here's some treats. I've got some treats. Here's a place for you to poop and pee in. Oh, I see you've already pooped and peed somewhere else. It's probably how that's going to go. Call it steamy? I know you all want to see the cat. I was looking over. Show us the kitten. Bring us the kitten. I can't. I can't. I have to let him get comfortable. There will be a cat in our future. We'll get to see him. But, yeah, for now, I'm just gonna let him do this. I remember when my mom got, her kitten, and she'd never had cats before. I grew up in households that always had dogs in them, and felt I was a dog person because I'd never had cats around me, and I just, I loved my dogs, so I guess I'm a dog person. And she got her cat, and this is exactly what happened with her cat, was, brought him home, Smokey, brought Smokey home, and, set him down, and the first time that he got out of sight, he was gone for like 8 hours, and she couldn't find him, and she didn't know where the hell he was, and she was actually freaking out and wondering if he got stuck somewhere, or if he somehow got out of the house, or if he found a hole if he fell down a thing that's in the basement that she hadn't noticed before. And she was freaking out. And yeah, this is just, cat needs time to acclimate. They're not just gonna run around happy like a dog and be things to pee on, things to chew on, cool, So I'm giving him some space. On an unrelated note, I got a decent picture of my cat yesterday. Coincidentally, Snapchat was open. What? 1, get a cat. 2, get Mrs. Pawn. 3, Pawn Jr. Suggest Mosaic Task Force. Ronan Paw. I like it. Oh, Ronan Paw. Now that's interesting. Yep, Ronan Paw is the name, says John Tucker. I like it too. Paw. Just call him Paw. Yeah, come here, Paw. It sounds like it's John boy. Paw needs you. Something like that. I like it. I scream, hello, my name is the Ronan Pawn, but you can call me Cinepai. Yeah. So, cat. What was I? Because there was something that I was going to go on to. My mom got her cat, and then she lost him. But there was something else. Oh, so I always considered myself a dog person because I'd always just had dogs. I had basset hounds, basset hound after basset hound. I had Lucy when I was very little, and I remember when my mom got Lucy. Okay, I was in the car. I didn't know that she had purchased our dog because it was a tiny little puppy, and she had him wrapped up in something, and I don't know, I was a kid. I barely have this memory, but I have this memory of, like, being in the car and not knowing, and then later knowing that there was a puppy wrapped in a blanket, in the middle between the two of us. So we had Lucy, and then Lucy grew up and begat Sadie, and then Sadie grew up and we didn't let her beget anybody, and then she had to be put to sleep because, it was when I was a child we got Lucy, and, then Sadie, and then, so they were very old. But yeah, I'd always had dogs. And then, okay, my first cat was, I found a stray. I thought it was a stray. I found he was out in the middle of winter. There's snow on the ground. The paws were, and he was following me around like, please help me. And so I took him in to a house that I was working on. I was painting some house, some job that my father had put me on to, and painting some guy's house, and so I was in this house that was under construction. I said, yeah, what the hell, come on in, cat. The cat came in, just followed me in, cool, follow me over here, and I just let him be in the house while I was doing my thing. I was painting, he was painting, He grabbed his roller. It made the job easier. And when I was done painting, I go back over to my house because it was just right next door to where I was living. It was where I was painting. And, I open the door, let the cat out. Cat follows me. I walk over to my house. Cat's still following me. I walk in the door. Cat follows me in. Okay, I guess you're my cat now. And that was when I realized, no, I'm a cat person. I love dogs. Dogs are great. Love a dog. But the relationship with a cat is far more... It's far more complicated because a cat will judge you harshly. A cat will tell you you're an asshole. A dog will always think that there's something wrong with it. A cat will tell you, no, you're fucked up. Not me. What the hell is wrong with you? A cat will get pissed off at you and make you suffer for it. A dog is just always ready to be your friend and just wants there to be peace. And I don't know, I like something about that more. Also, when you wake up to a cat like licking the top of your head in the morning, that's just like, now that's just like, I can't call myself a dog person anymore. A cat licked me awake. Don't take that the wrong way. We don't need that as a quote in chat. To me, dogs are okay, but cats are so calming and peaceful. See, I don't see cats as calming and peaceful. I just see them as like more bitchy, and I like bitchy apparently. So anyway, I've got a cat now. And when we were going out to get the blades in order to cut the pipe that I was talking about earlier, we also got a new litter box, and I got some food, and I got little toys. I got some mice that, have like feathery tails on them. So I can throw them around, see if he'll play with them. But it's going to take a couple of days for him to just like get acclimated and, figure out where all the things are and get comfortable just hanging out with me. And I'm not going to pressure him because a relationship with a cat is more complicated. And it requires space. Cats demand their space. I respect that. Cats will lick me awake, quote Ronan Pawn 2016. We got there. We got there, didn't we? Cats are like me, says Alpha Epic 11. Assholes. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. They are, They're definitely willing to, if cats have bad moods, and they're not ashamed to let you know that they're having a bad mood. Just leave me alone today. I like that about a cat. Ronan Pawn got licked by a pussy. Usually it's the other way around. Hey, Matt Moffycraft. Hey there. Hey there. Sir Cuddly Puff, says Noah Croft. Sir Cuddly Puff. I don't think I could do that. You know what I should name him, actually? Being in Detroit and having had my house broken into just recently. I don't know. Throat Snapper. Hey, Throat Snapper. It's something just like... Because nobody will know that it's a cat if you hear me from outside, calling to my cat, and it just happens to be, Mangala. Mangala! Come on, Mangala! Come here, Mangala! Come on, Mangala! And then occasionally I'll just bark, just to sell this. And then the next intruder, he'll just walk away. Dogs follow you but whine too much. Cats follow you but will kill you. That's the trade-off, LSU boy. It's true. Give the cat a monocle. Please make a dog text channel on the Discord server. A dog text channel? Where the dogs can have conversation? Or, I don't think it would be the dog lovers, right? It's just the dogs can have conversations, and then it'll just be a stream of woof and barks. I like that. I would keep that text channel always on the server so that new people coming to the Discord Ronan Pawn chat server would see dog channel, and then go in, it's just woof, bark, arf, growl, woof, woof. That's brilliant. Somebody do that. Noah Craw. Does Noah have the permissions? Noah doesn't have the permission to do that. Captain Course. Who's got the permission to make a bark channel or a dog channel? And then just nobody ever say anything in there that is not a what do you call that? Onomatopoeia for a dog bark. Now we're getting things done. See, that's why we're not playing games today. Because I need to get things done. And playing the games is just not getting them done. Just not getting them done. Honestly, when I started this live stream, what's the title of this? What did I call this frickin' live stream? It was something foreboding. Horrible, wasn't it? The reality you currently occupy has been cancelled. We apologize. Signed, management. Yes. So when I started this live stream, I did not know that I was going to be able to fill 45 minutes of talking about the break-in, and I got a new cat, and all the other whatever the hell else I've talked about for 45 minutes. I thought that we were going to get right to the point of your currently occupied reality changing, and that being that your currently occupied reality is changing. I'm not. How do I? Yeah. See, now we've gotten to the tricky part. See, the first 45 minutes were easy, fun. I could just ramble. Now we've gotten to the tricky part. How do we talk about this? How do I address this? How do I convey what I feel? Because what I feel, man, it's ripping me apart inside. I can't do it anymore. Why do you treat me like this? Damn it, I'm ruining my makeup. Oh, God. Ronan Pawn already done. Says Rai Rai 1010. Oh, thank you, Rai Rai. I wasn't sure who had the permission. Yes, Rai Rai has the permission. Having had both dogs and cats, I definitely prefer dog. The amount of damage a cat causes because it's bored is immense. I've repaired my new car 3 times since I got it due to neighbor cats. Yes, a puppy will chew through a lot of things, but you do manage to housebreak a puppy usually. A cat never really stops jumping up on what you don't want it to jump up on. So I'm just not going to have things that I don't want it to jump up on. And a cat never really stops sharpening its claws on things you don't want it to sharpen its claws on. So, and I ain't gonna declaw my cat either. Did that water drip down the end of my nose? I'm not gonna declaw my cat. I'm honestly, I'm on the fence with the idea of even neutering him. He's 11 weeks old, I think. 11 weeks old, which is a little later than people usually, I think they try and, if you're gonna sell a cat, if you're gonna move a cat, if you've got cat stock in the back, you need to get rid of it. You want to get rid of it in, month 8, month 9, or week 8, week 9. But, so he's a little bit older than usual. But yeah, I'm on the fence about the whole neutering prospect, which I guess you'd usually do in another couple of months here or something like that. I don't know about that, man. I mean, I know the reasons. I know with the spraying, and I know, there's a large cat population, and do we really need any more? And, I get the arguments and whatnot, but I just don't. I think it's become commonplace practice, and it's like it messes with your cat. Let me tell you that. Okay, my mom's cat. This is better than getting to the serious stuff. My mom's cat. Okay, she got the things cut off. She removed the testicles. Smokey went from being, they say that they become more loving and all that kind of stuff. Smokey went from being a very affectionate, very come right up to you cat and rub all over you and lovey-dovey cat to don't fucking touch me for 2 years. For 2 years. At least a year. I might be exaggerating, but at least a year he was he was standoffish. He was no longer a lovey-dovey cat. And slowly but surely, I worked him in, and he became in private, a lovey-dovey cat. He doesn't want to, be in a crowd. He doesn't want, another person in the room kind of thing when he, rolls over his belly and he gets into it, that kind of deal. But, yeah, it changed him, and it scarred him, I mean, I could see, it hurt him. It hurt him. It was, I'm not talking about physically hurt him. It messed him up, man. It messed him up for a while, and he got over it. We all get over it. It's just do I have to mess my cat up by chopping off a piece of it? Give him the full Bob Barker, says 49. Isn't that where you just cut the back end off of it? Frickin' Barker. You think he went a little bit far there? When he got out the chainsaw and just chopped off the whole back end of the cat and said, "Here you go, ma'am. Spay and neuter your pets." Ronan Pullen, would you be nice to people if you had your balls cut off? Said Rai Rai 1010. Well, if the balls weren't there, I'd probably just invert the penis and go all the way, I mean, what the hell? Let's keep having fun, is the thing. Just crush the testicles, that way he still has... Oh, God, Rex Skates, of all people! I didn't think you'd... Man! Whoa! Ah! In Soviet Russia, cat neuter you! Okay, so maybe we'll address some of the seriousness here. We're almost to the midstream break we usually take. We haven't played a game We're at 47 viewers, by the way. More viewers than the last few live streams where I was playing games. Let's take a break. Friggin' hell, let's take a break, because I really have to pee. And, I need to show my cat where to pee. Should I pee in his litter box? I think I should pee in his litter box first, all right? And then he'll know that this is where the men of the house pee, and it's okay for you. I'm going to go pee in my cat's litter box, and just stay tuned. We're going to be back in our usual 7 minutes and continue the Pawn live stream vlog, apparently, because we still have things to discuss, people. We haven't even gotten to the point of this frickin' bull horse rubbish that I was going to do. What should I play for you? What should I play for you? How about, I recorded guitar. I recorded the guitar of a song by Ani DeFranco called Atom. And then I sent, this is years ago, I sent the lyrics of Atom to Tanuki Chow. You remember Tanuki? She was a live streamer. And asked her if she would, because she had like a Kerbal voice synthesizer is what she was doing at that time. She'd figured out some settings on an audio suite or outboard audio thing. She could turn it on and make her voice really high and really nasally, and it would sound like a Kerbal. And I said, would you mind recording this? And just like read this poetry, because the song that, Atom by Ani DeFranco is very much just a poem, as is most of her music. It's a poem that has been put to music and sometimes sang and sometimes just read. And I love Ani. She's my first love musically. So this is a recording of, I did the guitar, Tanuki Chow with a voice thing did the lyrics. This is called Atom. And we'll be back in 7 minutes.
The glory of the atom begs a reverent word, the primary design of the whole universe. Yeah, let us sing its praises, let us bow our heads in prayer at the magnificent consciousness incarnate there, the smallest unit of matter with its orbiting electrons echoing off the solar system like a hawk in the hills at dawn, the smallest unit of matter, uniting bird and rock and tree and you and me. Oh, holy is the atom, the truly intelligent design, to which all of evolution is graciously aligned, the one single structure to which everything distills, the air, the wood smoke there in the hills. Oh, leave me here, surrounded by everything that's real, far outside the boundaries of the digitized ordeal. Yeah, leave me here awake, leave me here to heal. Human beings are a cross between monkeys and ants. You can see us from your spaceship, melting the polar ice caps with our arrogance. Summon a congress of angels dressed in riot gear. We've got ourselves a serious situation down here. I have this great uncle who worked on the atomic bomb. He got a Nobel Prize in physics and a place in this song. And I bet there were no windows and no women in the room when they applied themselves to the pure science of boom. Yeah, messing with the atom is the highest form of blasphemy, whether you are making weapons or simple electricity. Someone fashioned me a pulpit I have been called to engage with the maniacal heretics of the nuclear age. Let the religious get religion, let the consumers get a clue, let scientists get perspective, let activists get their due. Let industry get a conscience, let the earth inherit the meek, let the divinity of nature speak. Oh, the glory of the atom begs a reverent word, the primary design of the whole universe. Yes, let us sing its praises, let us bow our heads in prayer at the magnificent consciousness incarnate there.
Jazz Club. Okay. And it's so packed in here. The band sounds great. Double penny whistle track. How are you? Oh yeah. Thank you. Yeah, yeah, man. Did you you went to the screening of Pull My Daisy? Did you enjoy it? Yeah. Yeah, I love. Yeah, that movie is great. That's the second time I saw it. David Amram talking about it. It's really. I love that movie. Okay. All right, yeah. Thank you. All right, people let me sneak through. Yeah. I hope. Hear a little bit right now. They're kind of giving the drummers some low. The people in it that there is right now, man. Right now, about, I mean, it's 20 feet wide. Lots of people packed in here, man. All right. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Was the great Lester Young.
Good to see you as I in love, and what a hand held on.
Hello, I am the Ronin Pawn, and welcome back to our live stream, our non-gaming live stream. Being broadcast by Twitch. Suck it, Twitch. Hang on. I saw, who's saying it? Change the game to social eating or gaming talk shows due to possibilities of being banned by Twitch, says LSU boy. Screw them. If they want to ban me, they can ban me. I've changed it to not playing. I did do that and updated it before the live stream, so it should say that. I hope it does. If it doesn't, screw them. God, this platform has given me so many problems. As YouTube has, as all the platforms have and will and often do. Welcome back to the live stream, he says. Okay, Pawn, now that you're back, do a 10-minute version of your first 45 minutes, says Monster Hunter Banjo. Okay, guy broke into my house. I scared him off with my gun, and then I patched the window that he broke in, and I upgraded the security system, and then I got a cat. And my mom's cat used to do a thing, and I painted with a cat, and he was way better at it than me, and mine was streaky, and his came out perfect. There you go. 10-minute recap of what we talked about for the first 45 minutes. You just ate something there. We got fairgrounds to social eating. This is LSU boy. Okay, welcome back to the... Oh, what's with the hat? Yes, what is with the hat? I don't need the hat anymore. It's not that cold in here. I stepped outside. So... let's talk about some serious stuff. By which, let's not talk about some serious stuff, because we can still flow on the fun stuff. Okay, let's just launch into this. Ooh, I've got another cat toy, and I didn't even realize it. I've got another cat toy for my new kitten. It's dusty, but he'll play with it. Here, play with it, kitty. I don't know where the cat is. It's definitely not in this room. I've got the door closed. You can see it for once, because the green screen's off. The power fell. The power cord came out on the green screen. I don't know how to plug it back in. What was I getting around to? Oh, right. So, don't I look lovely today? Don't I look kind of lovely today? I didn't touch it up, but I'm wearing a fair bit of makeup. Okay? Got some base, got some eyeshadow. I feathered it and blended it so that it looks pretty natural, and then I'm wearing some lipstick. Yes, I am. Now, I have worn a little bit of makeup here and there on certain live streams because I look in the mirror and I go, God, you look ugly and old today and your eyes are sunken. You need to sleep more and stuff like that. So I have some makeup, and I put some makeup on and it makes me look better. It also helps with the glare coming off of the lights and that sort of thing. That is not the only reason that I wear makeup, ladies and gentlemen. When I do. And I haven't in a very long time. So, a while ago, some time back, I fell into a group, a very small group, really just one or two people, but transgender people, and, you know, men wearing women's clothing and going with it. Angelus2141 donates $2 before he heard where I was going off. Are you sure someone broke into your house? Was it maybe you were drunk, saw a reflection, and shot the window, lol? No, it was somebody. Thank you for the donation. Thank you for the donation, Angelus, for the $2. It was definitely a human being, but what they didn't find was my bag of women's clothing, okay? And my makeup. And I wanted to talk about this a while back. Some time ago, I fell into a group of transgender people, and, you know, they were men during the day, and on some nights when they wanted to go out, they were women. And, they were fun, and it was fun hanging out with them, and I decided I was going to give it a go. And I went and got myself some ladies garb. This sweater that I'm wearing right now is a woman's turtleneck. See, if I had boobies, you'd be seeing them right now. I've got a woman's leather jacket that I wear all the time just because it's nicer. Women's clothing taper toward the hips, you know, toward the waist rather, and then they flare back out at the hips. It's just nicer. It looks better on me. Nobody knows it's a woman's coat. Yeah, I went round as a woman here and there, you know, on nights out with the girls, and had a lovely time. It was fun, and got into it, and let my feminine side come out, and played the whole role, and just, you know, I'm a very kind person when I'm a woman. When I'm a man, my God, I'm gruff and standoffish, and it's just... You know, he's sitting in a corner there brooding to himself, looking at everyone, judging them quietly. Which I don't do that much anymore. But it's in there. It was in there when I was a teen, so it's still kind of in there, you know. But when I'm a woman, oh, God, I'm so compassionate. I'm so touchy. I'm so touchy when I'm wearing women's clothing, when I'm being a woman. I just want to touch everybody. I just get close to you and just kind of lean my head on your shoulder, and I'm just so playful and fun when I'm in that role. And yes, so I actually got the stuff out yesterday, actually. I'm wearing the makeup from yesterday, and I put a little bit of makeup on just to see what I could do, to kind of blend it in, and what if I was just going for a natural look that was a little bit, you could just sort of tell if you look close I was wearing makeup. But, go around as a man wearing makeup. And I did. And it was a nice day. And then I didn't take it off at night, which you really should do. Okay, ladies, let me tell you something. You gotta get that makeup off, or else it's gonna ruin your face, It might look good when it's on there. When you take it back off, the moisturizer, it's just sucking it up. It's powders that you're putting on your face. It's gonna suck up the moisture in your skin. And then you're just gonna, you're aging yourself. You're pre-aging yourself. Ladies, you've gotta take that makeup off at night. Before the head hits the pillow, take it off. Also, you're gonna get your lipstick on the pillow, and then you gotta wash your pillowcase. Where are the boobies? Boobies are riots, says Noah Croft. Yay for still in my teens, says Rai Tenten. You're not in your teens, Rai Tenten. Who's still in their teens? I know how old you are, and it's disgusting, and you need to stop doing it. But yeah, I went around as a woman for a bit, and I quite enjoyed it. I enjoyed it so much that the thing was, with me, I was hanging out with transgender people, and I was, putting on the garb of a woman and taking on the role of a woman and letting, letting the feminine side that is in all of us, no matter how much dick you think you've got, letting that come out naturally and just letting it flow and going with it instead of resisting it and trying to put on the image of masculinity 24/7, which, my God, so many are doing that and don't know that there's another option. And please, just put on a bra and panties for the sake of all of us. You'll be a better human being at the end of the day. But so I was hanging out with transgenders, and, I was going around in the garb of, I was cross-dressing, is what I would say back then, I'm cross-dressing. And, the question was, well, are you transgender then? Are you, and what does that mean? And I didn't want to say that I was transgender, and it wasn't just because it's like, well, then you're transgender. So, it wasn't like within the bounds of the stereotype. It was within the bounds of, like, respect for transgender people. Because, if you are born into one body and feel that you're supposed to be in another, that is an entirely different thing than I enjoy putting on women's clothing and letting my feminine side out. There's scales of gray between those are immense. And yet, at this point, I would like to say, I am transgender. I would like to say that because what I would like transgender to mean, and I don't know what it means. I don't think transgender people necessarily know. I think they think, they've got an idea, but it's just societally, what does it mean? And what I would like it to mean is transcending gender, going beyond gender roles. Not being that picture of masculinity or picture of femininity 24/7 a day, allowing yourself to exist in the gray area. Being a man who finds out he enjoys wearing makeup and certainly likes how it makes him look in the mirror, likes looking in the mirror and going, nice smooth skin, lips are just popping red. Yes, let's put some eyeliner on too. Being able to go there. I would like transgender to mean transcending gender. I would like to see men wearing makeup. I would like to see... I would like to be able to say women, but I can't. It's so ingrained in our culture. I can't think of, like, a woman doing a masculine thing. Like, what would it be? What would be the opposite of a man putting on makeup? A woman not wearing makeup? Like, those are the most attractive women to me, by the way. When you don't wear makeup, that turns my head. I mean... There's something to be said for a woman who's all gussied up, and as a man who likes to get gussied up as a woman. Yes, I'm there. I love it. I get it. I know what it feels like to be just sexy as hell, and you've got the tights on, and your legs in a short skirt. Oh, I got good legs. I got great legs. Skirts that I wore, if you can't catch a shot of panty while I'm bending over, then it's too long. Run away, run away, run away, run away. That's just a quote of mine. Randomly came up. Sailor Reese just asked for a quote, and Houston said, run away, run away, run away, run away. Perfect timing, Houston. You are on. Take the Lego out of the boys' toy section in the stores. Why have boys and girls' toys sections in the store? A long time ago, I've been told, probably by Adam Ruins Everything from the College Humor crew once upon a time, that, it's, that boys and girls toys were not separate before. They were just toys. And then someone at some point started to categorize them, and I don't even remember how it happened, but we now have a pink aisle and a blue aisle, and it never used to be that way, and boys would wear little pink sundresses because that was just the culture at the time, and that was just what little boys wore. I mean, they're very feminine when they're little boys, and they're very cute, and they're just adorable if you put them in a dress, I guess was the thought. I'm not a pedophile. I need to say that many, many more times. I'm not a pedophile. The more he thinks he doth protest too much. Woo, Adams, says Zaylarise. But yeah, transgender. Yeah, I want to go there more. I want to get in a dress more. I've been on a dress in on the channel, haven't I? That was Firewatch. Firewatch, I did that. And that was kind of just one of those good opportunities where it was like, ooh, this will give me an opportunity to do that. Because I rarely do it, you know. It's been ages since I have. Usually Halloween. Before I met the transgender group that I fell into, Halloween, I would always dress up as a woman. Because it's just, you feel sexy when you wear women's clothing. You got tight tights and you walk around and, I liked it. I liked it even back then, and every opportunity that I get, which was once a year on Halloween, I'd dress up as a woman. This Halloween, didn't do a damn thing. I stayed home and, just, I just sat here, probably making videos for YouTube or editing or, watching YouTube and silently judging myself that I should be making more videos for YouTube instead of just watching someone else's content or something like that. Which is going to bring us to another topic we're going to discuss. But before that, I want to encourage every man or boy in this audience to find yourself some makeup and see how you like it. Next time you're at the Goodwill or whatever your nation's equivalent is, Angelus donates $2. Did you know the whole blue for a boy, pink for a girl was once the other way around, as pink was seen as closer to red, a masculine color, and somewhere in time it changed round? Very interesting. Thank you for the donation, Angelus. That's interesting also. Makes me think of the political fields, that, how Democrat and Republican came to mean exactly the opposite at a certain point. And aren't we due again? Aren't we due again to just shake everything up? So I'm encouraging everyone in this audience, no matter who you are, what category you fall into, man or woman, put on the garb of the other, do whatever, have some fun with it. Throw your masculinity around. Girls, whip out your dicks. Boys, let's see them titties. Let's have some fun. Let's see where this goes. Open up the box in which we live. That's what I'd like to see. And that's what I'm going to do, too. Because the thing is, this was the reason why I didn't like the idea of calling myself transgender, and why I probably still wouldn't, just voluntarily, hi, I'm transgender, Ronan Paul, how you doing? That kind of thing. It has a lot to do with the fact that I don't want to be a woman all the time. I like to, there are moments where it's like, yes, let's just go out and be a girl tonight. That'll be so fun. We'll have a good time. But they're few and far between, and more often I would like to exist in the gray area between masculine and feminine, and maybe lean a little bit more toward the feminine today, and lean a little bit more toward the masculine moment by moment, and be free and feel free to do that. And if I wake up in the morning and I look in the mirror and go, oh God, you're ugly, girl, let's fix that, then I want to be able to put up makeup on, I want to be able to put up makeup on, I want to doll myself up, but as a man. Sometimes, huh? That's what I'm saying. I look beautiful today, and masculine. Look at that shining bald head, huh? Don't you just want to rub something on it? Okay, let's go away from that. Not a pedophile. Just gonna keep reiterating that. Oh, Cha Tucker has to go. Good night, Cha. Pull on, be who you want to be. We don't care. I know you don't care. I know you're cool, but I want you to be who you want to be, and that's sort of probably why I do like this kind of thing, and why I like things like this, because it does push the social boundaries and the cultural boundaries out a little bit. And by doing something like this, you're a little bit wider and a little bit open to do something like that, something else that's kind of off of your personal radar, something that you've decided, even without deciding, that it's not for you. There's so many things in our lives. We all fall so easily into the deepest ruts that have already been carved for us. I talk to so many young people, or have. I don't talk to anyone these days. I talk to you guys. I have spoken to so many young people over the years who are... Hang on, the screensaver just kicked on. Who are, like, coming out of schooling and going into the professional world, or they're coming out of primary schooling, going into secondary schooling, and, going off to college or university or something like that, and, you ask what is a person who is basically an adult at this point, and you say the equivalent of, what do you want to be when you grow up, in an adult way, and, the answers I get back are just horrifying, because in the best case scenario, and this is the best case scenario, typically what I'll get back is, well, I really want to be X. I've always had a passion for X, but I'm going to university for business management. Something like that. I'm going to university to be a nurse because I've been told that it's a wide open field, there's always a demand for nurses, and there's good money in it, and it's just soul-ripping to hear young people who have an entire, have even more of their lives ahead of them than some of us do. Okay, and that's why I'm wearing the makeup, because the wrinkles are coming in. The beard has gray at the corners. I am turning into, 150-year-old Wolverine. To hear young people who have already, been pushed into that deep trench of don't do what you have a passion for. That's cool, do that on the side occasionally. You've got to devote your life to making money, or you've got to devote your life to something that's just conventional, that you can rely on the income, that you can take care of yourself and maybe one or two other people with the... Don't go in the direction that you're passionate for, because we all have passions. Put that aside and do what other people do to make money and to have security in your life. You're going to thank yourself for it later. And that is bullshit. And everyone who follows that path, you know why men buy, fancy sports cars about middle age? It's because they wake up to realize they've lost their life. They've lost their lives, the best years of their lives, when they could have been running around and they had the energy to do all of the things that they were passionate about and chase down all their dreams are gone and behind them, and they didn't get to taste any of that life. And yeah, no, don't fall into the easy, wide ruts that society has carved out for you and I and everyone. Please don't. Please, for the love of God, don't. Take the path that is harder to get to. Take the path that is harder to stand on the edges of and walk. Go cross the edges. Go into one trench, come up out and go back into another one. Fly around, do whatever you want, but Jesus God, do not listen to the advice of those wise elders who are just jaded and who missed their chance to pursue their life's passions and who are kind of consoling themselves by leading other people down them. Life is that much easier when you do have a steady income, that is true, but you can resolve yourself to not have a steady income and instead be far happier than those who do. They might have more stuff than you do, but you'll have more aliveness than they do, and you won't have to buy a sports car in your 40s in order to make up for it, like they do. I wanted to be a lawyer until I realized that I couldn't stand stupidity and I wouldn't function as one. This is Blind Gaming. I had very similarly had, I'd been told throughout my life, you would make a good lawyer, because I love to argue, and I could, weave you into a box of logic that you couldn't get out of narrowing it. And then I, had some arguments with women and found out there's a whole nother way to argue. And now that I know how to argue like that, and I can put makeup on, I can do that too. But, no, I was similarly interested by the law, and the closer that I looked at the law, the more that I realized that logic is not that important in the law, and that it is a horrible, horrible place for people who... It's the kind of thing where you look across the aisle and you go, oh, that is a place of logic and sanity and ration and reason. The whole art of it is dedicated to that. I'm going to get into that industry. And then the moment you step through the door, you find out this has nothing to do with any of that. No, not at all. It's all about marketing at this point. It's all about convincing someone somewhere of something that you want them to believe in order to get a verdict in your... it has nothing to do with logic. So if you're interested for those reasons, I might suggest finding another path, or just staying out of trial law, at least. I wanted to be a rocket engineer till I realized I'd be stuck in an office, have little free time, little to no chance of getting a job in it, 4 people with the job in the entire country, and it would ruin a hobby. This is Alabama 11. See? That's very forward thinking. I thought it through and realized, well, I wouldn't end up liking my hobby anymore, because I'd be doing it professionally, and then I'd be fighting to try and do it professionally, and then even if I got the job, I'd be smoking a carton a day, because don't they all? I don't think wanting to have boobs is a good reason to become a trans woman, says it's a secret to every pony. Somebody's saying, I have no interest in being a woman, but I'd like the boobs. Is that what we're saying in chat? Ice cream. I've wanted to be a lawyer for a long time, but I don't think I'm smart enough. I'd made arrangements for joining the Marines instead. I'd like to hear your opinion, says Heroes451. You don't think you're smart enough to be a lawyer? You don't have to be smart. You do not have to have a high IQ. And there are many, many different ways of being smart. I don't think that's just self-deprecating. If you're interested in it, then pursue it. And don't, that's the thing, is like, people don't pursue things because they think they'll fail at them. And then where will I be? Well, you'll have tried it and found out for real, instead of just giving yourself a reason not to try it. There's no reason not to try it if you have a passion for it, if you're interested in it, if you like to do it. Signing up for the Marines, I liked the Zen Center. I needed the Zen Center. I checked into a Buddhist monastery for 3 years and said, I'm going to be a Buddhist monk. And no one else there, who wasn't already an ordained monk at the time, and for the entire 3 years, no one else signed up to the full-time program and said, I want to be a Buddhist monk. And I loved it. And I needed it. And the reason that I bring this up in reference to, I've signed up to the military kind of thing, is that was my military. That was the training. We got up at, the longer that I was a practicing person there, the longer that I was training to be a monk and the more responsibilities I got, the earlier that I had to get up in order to prepare things for everyone else, in order to make sure that everything was ready for them. And it was very much an experience of putting yourself aside in order to do what needed to be done in the world and for other people, and realizing that that isn't separate from you. And that's kind of, in my nation states playthrough, when that came up, that issue of, shall everyone serve a year in the military when they turn of a certain age? I said, yeah, why not? Because the training and the living day in, day out in a situation where it is upon you that you cannot just be an individual here. You cannot just retreat to a corner and be you doing you. Because this is a group thing, and we're all in this together, and things don't happen unless we're all there to make them happen. And, being part of a unit, and realizing that your opinion on, say, a commanding officer's commands is not relevant in a lot of situations, and you just need to go with it. You just need to be there and do your job. There's a point when that turns the corner and you got to say, no, I'm not doing that. I don't care what kind of trouble I get into. But in 99% of the instances, whoever's in command just needs to be followed, because that's the only way that things get done in a unit kind of formation. That's what I learned at the Zen Center, probably by overstepping the bounds and calling into question my superiors, and then getting a nice, good backlash on that, because how is anything going to get done if one person isn't in charge of it all? And you've got all these people with all their personalities and all their ideas about the way that, the best way to do it. If one person can't just say, you do this and do it that way, and you do this and do it that way, none of it'll ever get done. The experience of being part of a group that is larger than you and serving it and forgetting yourself enough to enjoy you not being around is a very healthy experience. So, I don't know if you're Jacob, if you're just kind of like, I don't know where to go in my life, so why not go do the military? I can't say no to that. I can't say no. I would say don't sign any contracts that keep you in the military, for the next years, because they do have those. Once they get you in, depending on where they're signing you up, they'll try and keep you. They don't want to train you and have you walk away. They put a lot of money into every soldier, so be aware of those things. But yeah, there are life experiences to be had, and wherever you feel your life experience is going to be, the most interesting, whatever's calling you, why not go check it out? You're young enough. You're young enough. Lots of years in this life. Who's very sensitive about what subject, Noah Craw? Boobs and dick. Oh, okay. God, was that a tangent, or was there something else that I was going to come back to? Did that come off of something? Can we talk more about being transgender? Shall I go put on a skirt? I don't look good in the skirts. I look good in the skirts if you just look from the bottom down, but I'm skinny. I'll be honest with myself, because I'm very I don't think much of myself most of the time, especially body image. I had a problem with that all my life. But I'm skinny, I'm slim, more or less. I got a little bit of there's a little bit of roll. I'm storing some for extra. I'm storing some for later, If I can't get to a tub of ice cream, I need to have some on my person at all times, and I'm keeping it down there, right around the spare tire actually on my back. It's right in sort of what I call the haunches region, is where my body likes to store fat. I got a little bit there, and women's clothing is designed for a body that comes out here and then goes down at the rib cage and then back out at the hips. I don't have the hips, and I don't have the waist. It's not slim enough. I'm very straight down kind of a person. But I'll tell you what, I got the legs. Oh, I got the legs. And the boobs, any bra will make it look like you got. Show us the cat, says Alex the Ninja 007. I'm not showing you my pussy yet. Okay, later. I will in, coming live streams or YouTube videos, I will show you my pussy. But my pussy is resting. It needs to get acclimated to its new circumstance. Do I have to get to it now? I might have come to the end of all the things that I could possibly talk about. Oh, I got Noah Craw laughing. I have no hips. Who has Rex Gates? Do you have no hips as well? I store some in my boobies, but I have no hips, as Rex Gates. Oh, is that where you keep your fat? You keep your fat in the boobies? That'd be a good place to keep fat, wouldn't it? It's down here for me. It's always been an issue. The only time that I didn't have a little bit of something back there, that my body wasn't storing fat down there, was when I checked into the Zen Center. Originally, because I went from being just I had the SAD diet, the standard American diet, just whatever, meat and burgers and fries and everything nice and lots of pies. And I used to make my own bread, too. Oh, I should start doing that again. Well, I don't really eat bread anymore, but I should start doing that again. It's so fun. Have you ever made bread? Oh, baking bread from scratch. Making the dough, it's like magic. That's what I loved about it, was that it was like magic. You put the ingredients and you stir them all up, and then, step 2 is, and walk away. And just wait. And it will transform, and it will become something else, and then come back an hour later, and it'll be big and huge, and step 3 is beating it all back down and crushing it, and then step away for another hour, and it'll expand again, and then you put it in, it just comes out. It's like what you started with and what you get are so far apart that it is magical, and it is a process that makes you think, how did anyone ever come up with bread? How did anyone ever come up with bread? Because, okay, milling flour down into, milling wheat down into flour and then putting that in a bowl with some liquid and getting it firm and turning it into something, fair enough. But a process that involves take the wheat, mill it down into some grain, Use the flour of the grain, not the chaff, the flour of the grain, put that in, get wet with some stuff, and then what we need to do is take some culture, some microscopic life forms, and add that to it in the form of yeast, and then the yeast will eat the sugar and produce, and it'll bubble it up, and then you come back, okay, but don't just think you're done there, then you gotta beat it down, after it's blown up, so that because otherwise you get holes in the dough, and then you let it grow again, and then you beat it down again, and then you let it grow again a third time, and then you stick it in, and don't let it go too long, or else you're gonna ruin it, but don't do it too short, or else you're gonna ruin it. Like, how did bread ever become a thing? Welcome to the live stream. Fun fact, bread was originally made to be a disposable plate in the Dark Ages, says Noah Croft. Really? Yeast already existed. It's just, it's magical. It's magical. And I got off on that when I was saying something about going into the Zen Center. Oh, because I lost my haunches. The only time I've ever really lost my haunches was just slim and tight and firm and lovely from all the angles. Was in the Zen Center because I went from having the sad diet and lots of bread to a raw diet. A raw vegan diet. I mean, when you're eating raw, it's mostly going to be vegetarian and vegan, but raw vegan diet. So we didn't cook nothing. If you had to heat it up higher than 110 degrees, then it was not food to us. The idea being that living food has more of the energy of life to it and in it. And so if you're a living life form and you're going to eat it in order to sustain your life, maybe you shouldn't kill it by, subjecting it to hundreds of degrees. You shouldn't burn your food to death, was the idea behind it. And there's just something to that. Also, just by saying I'm only going to eat raw things, you end up eating fruits and vegetables and beans. No, not beans, because you can't cook them. But you can soak them, and they'll eventually but it's certain beans you can do that with. But you just fruits and veggies and fruits and veggies and fruits and veggies. And, lots of salads, huge salads. And we did some amazing things, too, with raw food. We made chips out of kale in dehydrators that never went above a certain temperature, and they were friggin' delicious. Friggin' delicious. Okay, I found foods that I never knew existed, like nutritional yeast. Oh my God, you want to talk about yeast? Nutritional yeast. Okay, if you're not going to have any cheese, if you've pulled cheese out of your diet, welcome to being a nutritional yeast fan, because my God, that's the most beautiful substance that's ever existed. These yellow flakes that are just, they've got the cheesy, nutty flavor, and then you put it in anything, and it's powder, it's flaky, you can get it in another, but you could put it into, anything that's a little bit liquidy, and it'll just firm it up and stiffen it up, and it adds that flavor of cheese. Oh, nutritional yeast. Oh, and tahini. Oh, tahini. Let me tell you something about tahini, all right? That's one of the components of hummus. Oh, but tahini all on its own. Sesame seed butter. Sesame seed butter. Oh, my God. A lovely thing. Such a thickener. Such a beautiful thickener to add to a soup or a stew, especially if you're a raw person. If you're eating raw. I found so many foods. Almond butter, cashew butter. I mean, I know these things are like regular now. They've become because of the huge wave of nutritional, but when I went to the Zen Center, nobody was trying cashew butter. You couldn't find it on the shelves at Kroger. Oh my God, I sustained myself on cashew butter for the first couple of weeks because I was like, oh my God, this exists and I can put it on bread? No, you can't because we're raw. Well, I can put it on this stuff that's shaped like bread that's not actually bread? Yeah, you can put it on that sprout compressed thing. Oh, cashew butter. It doesn't matter. It could be on a shoe. Tahini isn't raw, though. Wait, is it? Wait. Tahini isn't raw, or at least not fresh. It's been smashed and killed and whatever. The enzymes are still alive because it has been smashed, but not burned to the, whatever. It's raw enough. It's tahini. You eat it. But, yeah, that was the only time that I ever lost my haunches. Was eating raw diet because for those first probably month or more, my body didn't know what to do with it. Didn't know what to do with all these nuts and seeds and because we were eating raw seeds as well. That's very good for you. Oh, I thought I heard the cat. It's the kids outside next door. Damn it. I thought I heard my kitty. Shoot, I was going to show you my pussy today, but I can't. Yeah, my body just didn't know what to do with that food. It didn't know how to process it, and I was working like crazy because I told you, the Zen Center was like my military experience. Oh, yeah. Oh, you work. Oh, you sweat. So yeah, I dropped like all my body fat. I was negative 0.2% body fat at one point. I was a black hole of body fat. There were things just, I would walk past a cookie shop and the cookies would disappear. They're just in me all of a sudden. It was fun, except for I didn't get to taste the cookies because they just flew right onto my haunches. Damn kids these days, says Noah Craw. You get a nutty brown log. You get a nutty brown log, Rex Gates. You get one. Wow. We've been here for an hour and a half. We've done nothing other than listen to me talk. This is amazing. There's still 40-some of you in chat. What the hell is going on? Pawn, where is the tea, says Lone Wonder 11. It's Detroit water. It already has enough stuff in it to be considered tea. Arsenic. Alright, we're getting toward the end of the live stream. My god, we've been going so long, I still haven't talked about it. Pawn, I've heard concentration camps also help with cutting excess fat, says Alpha Epic 11. Well, you know, it was a bit of a cult when I joined Buddhism, you know? Some people would have looked at it and said, "What? That's a cult. That is..." Wait, let's describe this for you. So you stay there all the time. You practice daily, religiously certain things. You work there, you eat there, you live there. You don't make any income. They give you a stipend, which is just enough to like enjoy yourself a little bit. But if you go enjoy yourself too much, you're gonna hear about it. That's a cult, man. I was a monk. I took a vow of everything, basically. I wasn't allowed to do anything. Hashtag 20 more minutes is a secret to every pony. Alright, 20 minutes. 20 minutes we've got to figure out how the hell I'm going to just even form the words, because the idea is just so loose and vague in my head. I know that it has to be done. I don't know how it's going to be done or what it's going to become, and sort of that's the point, I guess, along the lines of, putting on some makeup and being transgender in your life and not falling into those deep and wide ruts that the world just invites you into because they're already deep, they've already been plowed. We can all walk this path doesn't have any stones on it because of so many people having been asked to walk this path before you. I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know what I mean exactly. All I know is that we need to talk about it. And you guys should probably know what I'm talking about by now. Yeah, probably do. Probably figured it out. But something need to change. I know that. Something need to change. Something need to change about the channel, about how I go about this business of being a YouTuber. Because, I've been having a little bit of trouble just getting YouTube videos out lately. Things just keep coming up. Life just keeps coming up. People keep breaking into my house. I put off going and getting groceries. I was talking to Peter Taylor like 3-4 days ago, saying there is no food left in the house. I need to go grocery shopping. But I am just depressed, and I don't want to leave the house, and I'm just not going to leave the house. I'm just going to sit here and be hungry. Peter, please, just make me feel better, Peter, because I don't want to leave. And he listened to me whine for a while. It was fun. But yeah, I was saying like 4 days ago, I don't have any food in this house. And before I spoke to Peter, I had told my mother, like 3 days before that, I don't really have any food left in the house. I just, I need to go do some grocery shopping. I went like that for a week and a half. From the point where I looked in my fridge and said, there's no food left, I need to go shopping. And I managed to make food out of what wasn't in my fridge for a week and a half, and then I finally went out and went grocery shopping. And just like, that's kind of become the staple of my life, is that there's, like, the regular, ordinary, everyday things that need to get done don't. They just need to be pushed off because I'm feeling, I want to put out the next video. I feel like I need to put out the next video. I need to, I'm trying to put out a video a day on YouTube, even though I haven't been able to do that for months and months and months. But we can at least get 5 videos out, and we got to do 2 live streams during a week. And if you're doing 5 videos and 2 live streams, that's 7, days worth of entertainment, kind of, if you put it all together. And then on the opposite side, well, the left half of my brain is doing that. The right half of my brain is like, when I do take time to do the normal conventional things of a human's life that need to be done, that just need to be done, well then, I'm kind of judging myself poorly for, when are you going to get around to these damn YouTube videos that you're... I've got both sides going at once, and they're both against me. If you're doing YouTube, then my God, the house is a friggin' mess. And if you're cleaning the house, then what are you going to put on YouTube tomorrow? And meanwhile, like, I feel really good about the videos that I've put out lately. I mean, I've had some trouble with VR frame rates. It's like being a YouTuber 3 years ago when I didn't have the hardware to support what I was trying to do, and I didn't, I couldn't get the frame rates out, and I'd release videos that were really funny, but that had really crappy frame rates and were hard to watch, and I'm kind of back there with virtual reality a little bit. What are you trying to say? I don't know. I'm talking in tangents because I'm trying to figure out what it is I want to say. Pong, you don't need to get quite as many videos out if you can't, says Pony. Yeah. There are good projects. There are really good ideas I've had that just don't get done. Like the moment I have them, I go, oh, that's brilliant. Everybody would love that. But I'm not going to do it. Like the moment that I have the idea, it's like, makes me laugh. I'm walking around the house laughing at it, going, that would be great. I should do that. I should really do that. And at the same time, I'm already saying, you're not going to do that. No, I'm not. Why not? Because you don't have the time to do that. Because, it's not that I don't have the time to do that, but because I'm making the judgment. I've already made the judgment in my head what's important. What's important is putting out another, 15 to 20-minute episode of something onto the YouTube channel today. And you can see by the content on my channel that there's no particular game that I'm just, really absorbed by. I mean, I loved the Deadlock thing that I just showed you yesterday, or did it come out I don't even know when the last video came out. But, there are games that I'm like, yeah, that's great, but, when we started this channel, it was on Kerbal Space Program, right? It was on Kerbal Space Program. I started with, was it New Pawnington, or what did I call it back then? I don't even remember, but the idea of it, from the very get-go, I was watching people like Dan Hardcastle, Nerd Cubed, and In the Little Wood a little bit here and there, and I was watching Harvey, HOC Gaming, and watching him. But I was watching these YouTubers who were doing gaming, and they were doing comedy gaming. It was comedy gaming, It wasn't gaming and then a little bit of entertainment. It was entertainment on an edible plate of gaming. Right, Noah? On an edible plate of gaming. The focus was to take what went on in the game and use it as the palette, as the canvas on which to paint a show and make a show. And when I started up with Kerbal Space Program, I was using Kerbal Space Program as my canvas, and I was using all the wide possibilities of that game, especially in its alpha state when I came to it, to paint stories and make things and just create characters. And I was riffing on it. There wasn't a lot of scripted material back then. I was just throwing myself into it and seeing what happened. I was doing 3-4 different voices at the same time, and all of it was off the cuff. And maybe I had to do it 20 times in order to develop the final take, but it was all just being developed live. And it was about creating a show on top of a game. And the game was not important. I mean, the game was there. The game was important in that it was giving me, the scenario. But as far as what I was trying to do, it was trying to, make you laugh, trying to entertain you, trying to be silly, and maybe trying to remind people, or maybe just tell them, because some seem to not know, that nothing in this life is important. Nothing in this life is important. And here I sit talking about all the problems that I have in my own head about, going back and forth on each other, and if I'm not doing this, then I need to be doing that, and if I take the time to do that, well, then why aren't you doing this? There was something in there, especially when I first started, and for the first couple years, it was a thing that I wanted to be goofy and silly and campy and be a clown for the sake of being a model, an example to people that whatever you want to do, it's cool, because nothing is important. Nothing is more valuable than the next. No activity is better than the other. Whatever it is that you're passionate about, just do it. And don't worry about how you look while doing it, and what people might think of you. And so being the consummate clown and being the idiot and being the fool was fun. It was fun, and I felt like I was passing along a meaningful message. You know, don't worry about it. Whatever you want to do, however you choose to spend your time, it's just as good as anything else you could possibly do in all the universe. There is no higher activity. Don't worry about the meaning of life, because there kind of isn't one. And it's not a downer. It's not supposed to be a downer. It's supposed to be a, you are free in the entire universe. We didn't tack a meaning of life on your back. You don't have to drag that down. You are simply alive. What are you going to do with it today? Have fun. Oh, but what's the meaning? What am I supposed to be doing? We didn't give you one. You're welcome. Congratulations. No judgment. No better thing to do than the other. You're free. Whole universe. Whole world. Infinite possibilities. What are you going to do? I'm not going to judge you for it. Just curious to see what you're going to do. And that's where I kind of was coming from, you know, in the beginning. And I never stopped coming from there, but I stopped doing it that way. You know, there were other focuses came up, and other things come up. And the more you're in the profession of YouTube, the more you're in the profession of entertainment, it's just, everything gets complicated. And it's not special because it's the profession of entertainment. Anything you do, it's going to get complicated. More and more so. And I feel like I've strayed from it, you know? I feel really good about the content that I'm making today and that I'm putting up on YouTube. You know, I watch my own videos back, you know, I'm editing them and I'm sitting there laughing at parts, you know, just folding over on myself because, oh my God, that is hilarious. And so I still feel like this is good. This is good stuff. I'm not, you know, I'm not off my game. I've been off my game in the past. I've been in a slump, a professional slump. I'm not in a slump. But this is just not good anymore. It's not that it's not good. It's just not fulfilling as it is right now. I feel like I could be doing so much more. I feel like I want to do more. It's not like a burden of, you know, I could be doing more if I put my arm into it. No, it's I want to be doing more. I'm capable of it. I feel like I have this on lockdown, barring the whole VR frames per second issue and just needing thousands of dollars to develop technology and set up a full proper studio with multiple recording rigs, and one of them is recording, one of them is doing something else. But, you know, I just want to do something. I want to do more. I want to develop ideas. I want, when I have an idea that I write down in this notebook because it's a good idea, I want to have the freedom. I want to feel in myself, because it's not that I don't have the freedom, but I want to feel in myself that I have the freedom to just do that right now. Good idea. Let's do it right now. How many music videos have not gone on this channel that so could have, and that I still like have the plans for in my head? I've learned to play certain songs that I was like, oh, I've got to do that. I've got to do a cover of that. I got to do a parody of that. Oh, that would be the best way to parody it. Oh, what a brilliant idea. I have sat down and learned how to play the drums to na to the ah to the no, no, no. My name is, well, you know, I've done that one. I have learned to play the drums for that because I wanted to do a video on that. And who is that? Megan something? Megan Trainor? Megan Trainor's No, No, No. That is so ripe for parody, and I got just, you know, I would just cover it even, not even parody it. Just do a cover and call it parody. And I've put work and put time, put labor into it and gotten ready for it, and then it's just like, I don't have the time. I don't have the time. And it's not that I don't have the time. I want to keep saying that. It's not that I don't have the time. It's that I don't have the freedom in my mind. I haven't given myself the space to do that, because I'm always thinking about what I should be doing, what I need to do. I need to get this many videos out this week, or, you know, just need to move things forward. And so, yeah, the serious thing that we've been avoiding talking about for an hour and 40 minutes that we finally come around to is that I'm going to change the way things go on the channel. And it may mean a slowdown of content. It may mean gaps in the content. It may mean, like, lots of content, day, and then nothing for 4 days, you don't hear from me. And then on day 5, I come out with, boom, nah to the I to the no, no, no. I got to give myself the freedom to do these big projects, and the freedom to do these big projects means that I need to disappear every now and then so that I can put the time, the labor, and the effort into doing them well and doing them right. And I haven't felt free, even though I am. And I know a lot of you in chat, most of you in chat, don't feel free a lot of the time, and you are. And so to come back to the idea that when I started, I wanted to send the message that, nothing is important. Nothing is so important that you can't just do what you want to do. I need to be that example again. I don't feel right if I'm not that example. If I'm not leading by being free. So I'm going to have to take the bullshit that I've put on me all by myself, has nothing to do with anything from this community of people. You have supported me so much through so much stuff where, I would have been not shocked at all if everyone in this chat room right now had disappeared from my life long ago, if I had just burned you guys off with the craziness, with all of the things that I say I'm going to do and then didn't do, or I was in the middle of a series that you loved and then I just stopped because I couldn't, because I didn't like it anymore. All of the things that I have put you through and you have stuck with me, it has nothing to do with you or any pressure that you have put on me. Except in the comments section. No. I have placed burdens on my shoulder, and I'm now going to have to, it's hard. It's hard even as I sit here thinking about it. It's hard to just, say I'm going to claim the freedom to do that. Because I live, hand to mouth. I live hand to mouth because of you, because of your donations. I have definitely not the financial stability to say I am going to claim a freedom. No, you need to work for the people who are supporting you, damn it. And it's so uncomfortable and feels so wrong, but I need to claim my freedom again. And I need to let some of this stuff go. No, I can't do that. I need to let all of this stuff go so that we can get some nah to the I to the no. So yeah, that's going to be the change on the channel. And you know what? Honestly, YouTube gaming, the whole point was comedy on the palette of gaming, and I like gaming, and I like playing games, and I really like my format, and god damn it, I'm good at it. I get into a game where nothing in particular is going on, and record for 25 minutes, and at the end of it, I've created all kinds, it's beautiful, it's wonderful. There's entertainment there, there's funny there that wasn't there because I managed to bring it. And that's the whole job of a comic. That's the whole job of a comedian. And I'm doing it good, and I like the format of doing it, but I have got to not do that exclusively. I've got to open up the time and the space in my own head to say, God, that is a really good idea. You should do that. And then have the next 2 words be right now. So that's what I'm going to do. And as this relates to what's actually going to happen on the YouTube channel, one, I don't know. I don't know. I think I've made that clear that I don't know, but I honestly think that that we need to cut down these live streams to 1 a week, at least for a little while. I think we need to just do 1 live stream a week, because today, sitting here talking for 2 hours, I mean, this has been great, and I feel like, huge weight has come off of me and all that kind of stuff, but I need some time. I need more time if I'm going to be able to bring something to the channel that I feel is worth bringing. I need more time, and breaking it up, because for me, in the Americas, this is kind of the middle of my working day. So it's hard to start something when you know you're going to have to stop. and then when you have to stop, it's hard to get it started again if you did start it. I think we have to do one live stream a week, at least for a little while here, while I figure this whole thing out. This is going to be part of reclaiming that freedom so that I can make content that is free, that explores and that proves to people, like, you can be and you should be, and there's no reason to put yourself in a corner. I need to get myself out of the corner just so that I don't feel like I'm modeling bad behavior to the people who show up and who tune in. Pawn holiday? No, I'm not going on holiday. I'm showing up to work for the first time in a while, but apparently I'm widening the idea of what it is to be an artist here, because I've felt very much like there's an aspect of it that is, a job. You show up for it. I mean, I am relying on the income that you guys donate to me in these live streams and over Patreon exclusively, and, I feel like I need to work for you, and I still feel that I need to work for you, but, I need to widen my idea of what that is, because just churning out videos day by day is not what you guys deserve, when I'm capable of so much more, and if I took the time, I can get other people involved, and we can make some amazing productions, and possibilities. We need more possibilities in life, and the only way to do that is to destroy the boundaries that we have created for ourselves. Knock out the window in that basement, and leave our shit behind when we fail at stealing, not robbing, the person that we tried to come into. Sunday Fun Day with Pawn, says Blind Gaming. Yeah, I think we're going to be doing the Sunday live streams from now on, and Wednesday is just going to have to not be a thing. And I know I've got that Ronin Pawn Presents channel, but I honestly feel like Ronin Pawn channel is not going to be exclusively gaming anymore. And I don't know if maybe I should move some of the quality content that I am really happy with, like the Drake song, over to the Ronin Pawn channel and just delete it off the Ronin Pawn Present. I don't know what I'm going to do, but whatever I do from now on, I'm not going to have a separate channel for it. This is not going to be a gaming channel, okay? I'm going to game on it, but I'm not going to be an exclusively gaming channel. I'm going to be an exclusively have a good time channel. Not even that. I'm not going to be exclusively anything. I don't want to put myself back into another box. I feel like this is a much-needed rant. It is good listening to what you say. It's like Tea with Pawn, live and interactive. We needed to talk. I cannot believe that you guys have stuck around for this 2 hours, that we could sit here and put on a show for 2 hours where I just sit here and rant at a camera. But, cool. That should tell me that, if I bring what I'm hoping to bring, you guys will be with me on it. That you'll be there, that you're not going to run away because it's not exclusively a gaming channel anymore. And with that, I guess we should wrap it up. Cat videos. Yeah, cat videos. That's going to be huge, Looney 7. We're going to do lots of cat videos. 15 seconds, okay, for the high click-throughs, and the title will always be, "You won't believe what this cat did." And then it's just going to be the whole channel for the next week while I get things ready, so I just keep content coming up. Look at my kitten! Wait, did the robbery create the metaphor as the catalyst for this decision, or was this decision already made and the window was just a coincidence that fit the metaphor? But the world may never know. The world may never know. No, I've been thinking about this for several weeks, and it's been, coming up on me for months. I just need to, I'm getting myself right, and this kind of thing is like, I could just do it. Is the thing. Just go off and do it. Quit talking about it. Quit telling us what you're going to do and just do it. And the thing is, there is only one reason why baptism exists in religion. And it isn't because the ceremonial act actually does anything, why somebody has themselves dipped in water, or why the Catholics come around and sprinkle it on your face, or whatever the hell anybody else does in one of these baptismal type of things in a religion. The only reason it exists is for the individual who is being baptized to take an action and make a public statement and let everyone around them know, I'm changing shit. Okay? I'm being baptized. That's just my way of letting you all know shit's gonna change. And maybe I'm sorry for the way it's been until now. Which, no apologies. I refuse to apologize because I don't know. Was it okay? Did we get through a whole live stream this way? Baptism is just a public statement, says Alex the Ninja. Exactly. And on that note, I am the Ronin Pawn. Thank you all for coming out. Thank you for your donations. Thank you for sitting through me ranting about nothing for most of it, and then finally getting around to the point of things are going to change, and I don't know how, but they're going to change, and please bear with us as management, redecorates the office. Ronin Pawn, you're going to be the next gender-bending David Bowie of YouTube. Oh, I would love that. I would love that, David Bowie and Prince and these, and just hair bands. Hair bands in general from that era of music. Oh, God, they were all so, what's the word? Androgynous. They were so androgynous, You'd have just locks of hair coming off of the lead singer, and he's wearing jeans that are like 3 sizes too small, and he can barely bend over in them, and he's kind of like squeezing and it's just in such a feminine pose, and he's screaming, "Eat the devil! I'm gonna kill everybody!" Yeah. No, that wasn't hair metal, was it? No. The lyrics didn't necessarily line up with the image, is what I was saying, and that is a beautiful thing, and I would love to start doing that. You are definitely going to see more music on this channel, musical creations. My band is getting back together, maybe. We're trying to get back together, so you will see a retrospective, what we used to do back when we called ourselves the Dead Letters, as a offshoot of the Dead Letter Office, which is where postage lands when it can't go anywhere else. Nowhere to return it to, nowhere to forward it forward. Welcome to the Dead Letters. More Pawn singing on the YouTubes. Indeed, it is on the way. And how am I supposed to grow my channel without sub for subs? Says it's a secret to every pony. Well, one good way would be to change what you've been doing for 4 years and expect people to come along the ride. It's working out for me anyway. I am the Ronin Pawn. And I will see you all this Sunday, because we will definitely have a live stream this Sunday, and we might do that XCOM thing. I don't like the idea of going backwards, doing things that I've already done, but I like the idea of doing something that we know how it works, and we can just chillax. Like this. Hell, maybe they'll all be... You're supposed to donate $5. Thank you for being an open and honest artist. Thank you for being there with me. Be here with me again this Sunday for something. I am the Ronin Pawn. Pawn out.
There are some days that look so bright.
There are some lies that seem so dark.